Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chandrika and this is RIKA Life. Today I wanted to share with you some projects I'm working on and a shawl I just finished. So in my last video, or the video before, I had shown you one of the shawls I'm working on and I finished it. This is my shawl. This is the Eyelet triangle shawl by Hooked by Robin, I believe. And that's what it looks like. It's actually a little bit darker than what's showing up on the screen. It's more of a deep maroon color. It looks like a Christmas red, but it's more of a deep maroon color. So that project is done. I do have another shawl that I'd started, but it's using a DK weight yarn, and the pattern is one that I need to follow very closely. So I think that might take me longer. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with it just because it requires so much focus and concentration and time without multitasking. So we'll see about that. And then I don't know if you remember this yarn. This was the Caron Blossom Cakes from one of my earlier videos. And I actually I took apart the shawl I was making with it. And I decided, this is from Hobby Lobby, I decided to use the Petunia shawl by Bagoday Crochet by Crystal with this yarn. This is, I think, the yarn I showed in my very first video, the Sugarwheel Cotton Solids. This is in the color Velvet Blush. I think it's discontinued now. It's a little bit more pink than that. And I decided to actually make the Petunia shawl with this yarn. So I've just made a start on it. And that's what it's looking like so far. I feel like this is just lending itself so much better to this pattern because it looks more elegant and graceful. And using the Caron Blossom Cakes was becoming a very big project. And the shape was also kind of weird. I wasn't really sure how it would look when it was on. So I'm making that instead. And I will show you, I'm actually using the Blossom Cakes for another project. So in one of my earlier videos, I shared a mandala that I'm making by Melanie Grobler. And actually, she released a pattern last year that I had started making. So first I want to show you that, then I want to show you the new one I'm doing because I want to show you the difference between the yarns. So this is Melanie's mandala, and this is Melanie Grobler's pattern from last year. This is in a yarn from Hobby Lobby. I believe it was called Stitch 101 Acetate. So you can see what it looks like in yellow, and you can see that definition. Now, I really love this pattern, but because I was using one color, I have a million ends. Yeah. I had to keep starting and stopping because there was no way that I would be able to remember where I started. I used lots of stitch markers. There's lots going on. I know it looks really pretty now. I think I still have this yarn, but I don't want to continue. So I'm leaving it at this size. But I actually saw someone's picture in the group, in Melanie's group, and she did Melanie's mandala with Caron Blossom Cakes. And as I mentioned in my earlier video, I have seen pictures of the stitch definition of the Caron Blossom Cakes, and I realized I want it to look like that. So when I saw someone's photo of what they were making, it's in a different colorway of the Caron Blossom Cakes, but it just inspired me, and I was like, I need to start this. So this is what it looks like so far. Oh my god, isn't it so pretty? Look at that. Look at that definition. Yeah. It's beautiful. This is so pretty. I just love it. Oh my god. I'm gushing. It's my own creation, but I'm loving it. I'm loving Melanie's pattern. So with this yarn, the Caron Blossom Cakes, it actually recommends an H hook. But because I crochet a little bit loose, tight, I don't know. Because I usually go up a hook size. So I'm actually using a J. I feel like this is wrong. Anyways, I'm actually using a J hook, and it's coming out so beautifully. You can see the stitches. You can see that stitch definition. You can see the colors. So this is the exact same mandala that I just showed you in this color. It's the exact same mandala. But look how different it looks. It just looks so beautiful. And you know what? This is only up to part of part 2. I think there are at least 8 or 10 parts to this. So I only have 2 of the Caron Blossom Cakes in this color. So I'm thinking I could probably finish, because I still have quite a bit here. I could probably finish up to part 3 or 4 even. But this is a really good size. I usually would end my mandalas around this size. But because I'm just loving this pattern so much, I'm loving the yarn. I'm loving this hook with the yarn. And I'm loving this pattern. When I made the yellow one, it was like pulling out hair. It was not fun. I love the pattern, but it was because I was using just one solid color. It was very difficult. I had so many ends. I had to cut it. This yarn was shedding. It looks beautiful. I know it's beautiful, but I just had, it was a lot of work. And I couldn't go any further. This is also a little bit heavy, I feel, versus the Caron Blossom Cakes, which is just, it's so light. I know lots of you watched my mandala video, and I wanted to share with you a mandala that I designed, which I'll be sharing in a future video. I'm actually having my pattern tech edited right now, which means that someone's going through my pattern, making sure it's up to the standards and everything is correct, the math is correct, the format, how it's written, everything. So that's being done as we speak, and I hope to re-release that pattern. I designed that and published it, has been published in 2021, but I'd like to republish it, update it basically with a newer version, and hopefully it'll be cleaner and neater and better to work with. So that's going to be coming up in a video soon. Do definitely check out the links in my description box. I'm going to put links to Melanie's mandala. I'll put a link to the Petunia shawl and to the Eyelet triangle shawl. You can also find some links to these things in previous videos if I've mentioned them before, but I'll definitely put that in today's video. I'll also put links to some of this yarn, although 3 of the 4 projects I showed you today, the yarn is discontinued. The Caron Blossom Cakes, I'm not sure if it's a limited time or it's going to be a permanent yarn at Michael's. I mean, you can buy it through Yarn Inspirations as well, but I bought it at Michael's. But yeah, it actually does say limited time only on here. I have 6 blossom cakes, so I have 2 other colorways. And I feel like I'm going to be making this mandala again. I'm just so in love with it. It's so pretty. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely leave me a comment if you like anything you've seen today or you'd like to see anything in future videos. I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon.